As expected of the infrastructure maniac, the power station built by China in Turkey withstood 2 earthquakes. In this video, let us learn more about it. Not long ago, a huge earthquake occurred in Turkey, causing huge casualties and economic losses. The beautiful city instantly turned into ruins. All kinds of high-rise buildings and exquisite buildings suddenly disappeared, causing serious damage to Turkey. But among the dilapidated ruins, there is a power station standing still. People can't help but wonder what this power station is called. Who built it? And why can it survive an earthquake? The sudden large-scale earthquake in Turkey had a focal depth of 20 kilometers and an earthquake range of 300 kilometers, covering 33 large cities in Turkey, causing a large number of casualties and losses. What was even more terrifying was that shortly after the first earthquake, an aftershock with a magnitude of 7.8 struck again, causing the already dilapidated city to be hit again. According to statistics, the death toll in Turkey has exceeded 30,000, and the economic losses were countless. Moreover, the scope of the earthquake expanded again, and even Syria felt the earthquake, causing certain economic losses to Syria. In the face of ruthless natural disasters, many countries around the world have extended a helping hand and provided Turkey with a large amount of material assistance and economic assistance. For example, China has successively provided more than 40 million yuan in funds and materials to Turkey and dispatched multiple professional rescue teams to Turkey to carry out rescue operations for people in the disaster areas, fighting against death. Although China responded promptly and provided a lot of assistance for Turkey's rescue, a major problem faced by Turkey's rescue has not been completely solved, and that was electricity. As the most commonly used energy source today, electricity is very important at all times. Rescue machines require electricity, medical equipment requires electricity, and rescue operations at night require electricity for lighting. It can be said that electricity is an essential resource in rescue operations. What was frustrating was that the earthquake in Turkey affected a wide area, destroyed many cities, and many power generation facilities were destroyed. It was difficult to provide enough power, making Turkey's rescue operations full of hardships. But among the ruins, there was still a giant tower standing on the ruins, still generating electricity silently, providing help for rescue operations. This power station is the Hunutlu coal-fired power station located in Yumurtalik City, Adana Province, Turkey. It is a large-scale power station built and operated by China Energy Construction Group. It is this power station that, after withstanding 2 7.8 magnitude earthquakes, is still standing, tenaciously generating electricity and bringing a little light of hope to the disaster area. You must know that the Hunutlu coal-fired power station is located exactly in the center of the Turkish earthquake. The buildings around it were completely destroyed. Even the 2 power stations around it also fell under the power of the earthquake. But only it could persist to the end. So, what is the strength of the Hunutlu coal-fired power station, and why can it withstand 2 7.8 magnitude earthquakes? The Turkish government has hit it off with China because of its implementation of the Middle Corridor plan, and the 2 sides have launched a series of cooperation. The Hunutlu coal-fired power station is the largest key project of cooperation between the 2 countries, with a total investment of $1.7 billion, in order to build a large power station to solve Turkey's power supply difficulties. After careful location selection, the Hunutlu coal-fired power station was finally located in Adana Province. When the Hunutlu coal-fired power station was preparing to start construction, Mahmoud Demirtas, the governor of Adana province, said excitedly, "The Hunutlu coal-fired power station will definitely be a benchmark for Turkey-China investment cooperation. At the same time, it is also an important node in opening up Turkey-China cooperation." In order to build the Hunutlu coal-fired power station, China deliberately used ultra-supercritical coal-fired power generation technology, which can effectively reduce coal consumption, protect the environment, and reduce costs. Moreover, unlike supercritical coal-fired power generation technology, ultra-supercritical coal-fired power generation technology has higher thermal efficiency and is stronger. It also represents the same amount of fuel and can generate more electricity. Compared with conventional coal-fired power generation technology, it is much more advanced. What's more important is that in the early stages of construction, China took into account Turkey's location in the seismic zone. The construction techniques and materials used in the Hunutlu coal-fired power station were mainly designed to withstand earthquakes. This is the main reason why the Hunutlu coal-fired power station continued to operate after other power stations were destroyed. Even some Western experts were amazed when they discovered that the Hunutlu coal-fired power station was still operating normally, calling it not easy. Because according to the speculation of some Western experts, the earthquake in Turkey, which occurred twice with a magnitude of 7.8 and induced an aftershock of a magnitude of 6.7, was as powerful as the explosion of 130 atomic bombs. But such a large Hunutlu coal-fired power station was not destroyed. In addition to being sturdy, the Hunutlu coal-fired power station also produces impressive amounts of electricity. At the beginning of construction, China installed two 660,000 kilowatt-hour ultra-supercritical units. If the Hunutlu coal-fired power station generates electricity at full capacity, it can generate 9 billion kilowatt-hours of electricity every year, accounting for 3% of Turkey's total electricity. Even if the earthquake has an impact on the power generation of the Hunutlu coal-fired power station, the Hunutlu coal-fired power station can definitely withstand the short-term power consumption in the disaster area. The heroic appearance of the Hunutlu coal-fired power station that still stood tall despite this huge earthquake also indirectly reflects the power of China's infrastructure. In addition to Hunutlu Power Plant, other Chinese companies in Turkey have also actively participated in disaster relief and insurance. After the earthquake, Zoomlian's subsidiary in Turkey immediately dispatched a rescue team carrying a variety of heavy rescue equipment to the disaster area for disaster relief. Other local Chinese companies in Turkey also urgently prepared generators and sent them to the front line for disaster relief. Some Chinese companies have sent employees to actively deliver food and other supplies to the disaster areas. The Chinese government also recently announced a 40 million yuan aid to Turkey and dispatched a rescue team of 82 people with 20 tons of rescue supplies to the scene to carry out rescue operations. Chinese companies are making great efforts, and the Chinese and overseas Chinese in Turkey are not lagging behind either. After the Chinese rescue team arrived in Turkey, overseas Chinese in Turkey acted as translators and helped the rescue team coordinate with the Turkish government. Others contacted more than a dozen buses for the rescue team to provide solid logistical support for the rescue team. At the same time, overseas Chinese in Turkey also actively donated blood and provided material assistance to local victims. In recent years, as more and more Chinese companies go abroad and undertake foreign projects, China's reputation as an infrastructure maniac has become even louder. When the Egyptian government planned to build a new administrative capital, China was the first to express support. China State Construction Engineering Corporation signed a contract with the Egyptian government to build Egypt's Icon Tower and other buildings in the new administrative capital. At the same time, the One Belt, One Road project has also boosted the development of China's infrastructure around the world. Chinese companies were involved in the construction of wind turbine farms in Croatia and the Peljasak Bridge, which is a good demonstration of the high quality of China's infrastructure. Last year, China infrastructure construction made many achievements in the One Belt, One Road project. For example, the Golden Port Expressway in Cambodia was officially put into operation. The first phase of the Lagos Light Rail Blue Line in Nigeria was completed. The Cairo hydropower station in Pakistan was completed and put into operation, and the Jakarta-Bandung High-Speed Railway, the first high-speed railway in ASEAN, was successfully tested and operated. These projects have driven local economic development and have been highly praised by local people. Cambodia also hopes to continue to cooperate with China and seek help from Chinese companies in building high-speed railways. The Hunutlu power plant, which survived the earthquake in Turkey intact, further verified the quality of China's infrastructure. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more great content. See you next time.